Hi guys, welcome back to the Homemade and Homegrown channel. My name is Tammy, for those of you who don't know me. Today we're going to be making strawberry jam. Okay, so there's a couple different ways that you can do strawberry jam. And you can do it with pectin or without pectin. But I went on Amazon and I got this amazing canning cookbook, and the Amish canning cookbook. Talk about easy recipes. You can't get more easier than this book. If you're new to canning, I highly suggest you to get this book. It's not very, it's inexpensive, but it gives you recipes. Actually, she goes over all about canning. She goes over, the equipment, all about water bath canning, all about pressure canning, things like that, a step-by-step guide of how to do it. Even about these Tatler reusable canning lids. I don't know if you've seen them, but they're like, some come with like a glass top and then you've got the rubber gasket. Everything that you want to know about canning. Oh, let's see. We've got pickles, including sauerkraut. We got butters, jams, and jellies. It's all categorized here. Also, she's got, let me see, tomatoes and the different ways that you're going to be canning tomatoes, whether it's sauce, ketchup, spaghetti sauce, chili, salsa, things like that. Fruit and pie filling. What else? Like, it's just meat, poultry, and fish, and soups, stews, and other good things. But I really, really am happy. Pizza sauce. I'm really happy with this purchase. So I think this is going to be my go-to canning recipe book from here on in. I do have some other canning books as well, but I definitely highly suggest this one. So, I was watching Homestead Heart. I love her. So, Homestead Heart has a really easy recipe that she follows. And what that contains is 6 pounds strawberries, 2 Granny Smith apples, 6 cups of sugar, 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now, it can't be pure lemons. It has to be the jarred or like the bottled juice. But it's 4 tablespoons of that, and you're going to water bath your jam. So what she does is that she peels and cores her apples, chops them into small pieces, adds to the berries, add sugar, add your lemon juice, turn stove on medium-high, mix well. She crushes the strawberries. So we're going to do that. We're going to do, there's 2, and when I said that there's 2 ways, I think I said there was 2 ways, but if I didn't, there's 2 different ways that you can make jam. You can make it with pectin or without pectin. Now, there is pectin in the strawberries. The less ripened your strawberries are, the more pectin you're going to have. But of course, the more ripe that you have them, the sweeter it is. So you don't have to add as much sugar. Now, we don't consume a whole lot of sugar, at least I don't. And I'm trying to even eliminate certain other things in my diet. But anyway, I'm going to get to the crushing part. So we're going to mash these with a potato masher. Put them in a bowl, and then I'll just transfer them back into the pot. Then we're going to add the sugar. We're going to turn on the pot on a low to medium heat, just to allow the sugars to melt in with the juices before we turn it up even higher to bring it to a boil. Okay, so here we go. 6 pounds of strawberries. All right, let's get mashing. I probably should be wearing an apron. This could get messy. So, just so y'all know, this is going to be my first time making strawberry jam. This year I'm really taking on the task of learning how to can, water bath canning and pressure canning my food. This smells so good right now. Okay, I'm gonna get this mashed and I'll bring you right back when I'm done. Okay, there we go. I think that's mashed up pretty good. There's a few other bigger chunks, but they're gonna break down a little bit more once I get this mixture boiling. So that is the next step. We're going to add this back into the pot and we're going to put, it calls for 6 cups of sugar, but I think I'm going to cut that back because these are fairly sweet as it is. So I may even just do the 4 cups of sugar. Okay, so yeah, it was getting a little messy. I had to put my my apron on. So I have 4 cups of sugar going in. And it calls for 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. This is the same as the bottled juice. So 4 tablespoons. One, 2, 3, 4. Okay, get my spoon and mix this up. It smells so fresh. I kind of want, oh, I got a leaf here. That out of there. I kind of wanted to just mix it and incorporate it together here before I put it into the pot. Okay, let's get the pot. Let's get this onto the stove. Okay, so we're going to turn this on medium-low. So on my stove it's probably about 4. And we're going to slowly bring this to a boil to allow the sugar that I've added to melt. Okay, we're almost there. It's almost coming to a rolling boil. I've been stirring this. I had to stop everything because I had a call from my son. And I had to go tend to him in town, so I picked up a few things. And one thing I did end up picking up was powdered pectin. So I added the pectin already to the mixture here, just 1 package. And once this comes to a rolling boil, we will boil it for 4 minutes in total. And then we'll get the jam poured into the jars. Now, right now I've got the jars heating up so that they'll be nice and hot because this is a hot pack. Ooh, we're boiling now. Anyway, this is going to be hot, so we need our jars to be hot too. So, I'm getting those guys ready. Let me put the lid back on that thing so it'll heat up faster. Because I'm going to need those jars ready when this is ready. And we're going to put a timer on for 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, the timer's going off, or went off. Now they want me to remove. I'm following the directions here in the Amish cookbook. So it says remove from the heat. This one's taking forever, so I'm going to switch sides. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've put the canner, which I bought a smaller one than the big one that I had on, excuse me, earlier. So if you're wondering, wow, that one looks smaller than the one she had. Yeah, because when I was out I bought a smaller one. Anyway, so I'm waiting for these guys to heat up a little bit more, and the recipe calls for the jam to sit for, I believe, 5 minutes. Allow the jam to settle for 4 to 5 minutes, stirring occasionally so the fruit doesn't float on top of the liquid. Skim off any foam using a metal spoon. This will make your jam prettier in the jar. So we're going to let that sit. I've got my bands and my lids ready. Put that boiling hot water. Now I guess they're saying that it's not necessary for the bands to go in hot water, but I've seen many others who have said, well, they'd rather that, doing it that way just to soften up the gasket, like ooh, why did I just stick my finger in there? Because I was going to grab one and show you, that's why. Anyway, it softens it up a tiny bit, just enough so that you'll get a good, seal and a good grip on your jar. Plus I also have I bought this while I was out too. Isn't it cute? And it's got vinegar in it. When I'm wiping the jars after I've filled them, I'll take the vinegar and some paper towel, and I will wipe off the rims. Make sure that there's nothing sticky or strawberries or anything like that I might have spilled that would give me a false seal. Then it says, after it's set for a bit, quickly ladle the jam into your clean hot jars, filling to within 1/8 of an inch of the top. And wipe the jar rims, all that. Place the jars in the canner, making sure there's a rack on the bottom of the canner to lift the jars off the floor of the pot. You don't want your jars sitting on a flat pot. So normally when you buy one of these, the rack comes with it. So so we have that. That's taken care of. Place the jars in the canner, making sure there's a rack at the bottom, like we just said. Water must cover the tops of the jars by 1 to 2 inches. And if you have to, add very hot water to make sure of that. Cover canner and bring the water to a boil. Process jam as follows. So you'll have to find out, let me get better lighting here for you. So in the book, you'll have to find out what your latitude is, or altitude, I mean, latitude, your altitude in feet. So you can go online and Google that and find that out. You can actually go on to Google Earth and check it out too, and they can tell you exactly what altitude in feet you are. I am under 1,000. I'm at 69 feet, and so that means I have to process for 10 minutes. So earlier when I said that I ended up going with the Amish cookbook recipe, hers is strawberry jam with powdered pectin. So you can get powdered pectin or liquid pectin. So what this says is 5½ cups of crushed strawberries, 1/4 cup of lemon juice, 1 package of powdered pectin, and 8 cups of sugar. And then follow the step-by-step directions for making jam on page 55 for processing. Makes about 5 pints. Well, I know I've got a little bit more than that, so I'm going to have probably the 7 pints that I've put in the canner. I'm so excited! Okay, so I'm now going to start filling up the jars. It says to take some of the foam off the top, which I don't have very much, surprisingly. So I don't think I'm gonna worry about it. Okay. All right, here we go. Hope you can see. Ooh, hot. Okay, so we want 1/4 headspace to 1/8. So on my spacer here, it tells me which one's which. So 1/4 is the last one here. So I'll take this. So I can go more, a little bit more. And it looks like I did too much. No, not really. Okay, so that's good. Put my paper towel, dip it in the vinegar, because I did spill it, obviously. Look at that. See, now if I didn't wipe that, it wouldn't seal properly. And because it went over and into the grooves here. Gosh, that's hot. Okay. Get one of my lids, place that on top. Fingertip tight. And put it back in the jar, or in the canner. Next one. Remember guys, this is my first time doing it. I'm no pro yet. It looks like probably 3 scoops does it. Maybe a tiny bit more. There we go. Hot stuff. I'm going to get another paper towel. Then you can see whether you've wiped it all off and if it's come clean. Be very, very careful, everybody, when you're doing this. This is extremely hot. Okay, lid. Top. Canner. Okay, I'm going to continue filling these guys up, and once I get to the point where I'm going to lower everything into the canner, I'll bring you right back, okay? Okay, so I didn't have enough for 7. So what that means is I can't process this one, but you still eat it. So I'm going to put this in the fridge, and as long as you eat it up within 2 to 3 weeks, which around here it's not going to last long anyway, especially with my dad. Anyway, so we're going to just put this one in the fridge. Now the rest of the vinegar goes inside the pot so that you don't get any fogginess or anything like that with your jars, and it just keeps your pot clean too. So it does need a bit more water to go over top. So 1 to 2 inches of water over top of your jars. Just like so. And just for the heck of it, I want to see. Oh yeah. Okay. Fingers crossed. We're gonna put the lid on here. I did put another jar in there. That's just to take its space. I don't know if I had to. I don't know if I had to do that, but anyway, I did. Okay, guys, we will get this to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, I'll bring you back. Then we're gonna set the timer. It has to boil, process for 10 minutes, and we'll be finished. So I'll be right back. Okay, we're getting close, guys. Just about to boil. We want it to be a rolling boil before we put the timer on. Okay, it's rolling now. Timer is on. 10 minutes. Actually, I forgot. Okay, so we're going to turn the camera on. And these are the tools that you're going to need. You're going to need the water bath canner, which the rack should come with it. They usually do. You're going to need a ladle. You're going to need a funnel. You're going to need just a little dish. It doesn't have to be this one, but make it pretty, make it fun. But this is going to be your dipping, so you're going to use that for your vinegar. You can use a regular bowl. You don't have to do that. You're going to need your measure and your debubbler stick, as well as your magnet stick and your can lifter. So these usually come in a kit, pretty inexpensive. And then of course you're going to need your jars. Now make sure when you get your jars that you wash them with hot soapy water, and then rinse them with really hot water. And then, oh, we are flooding. Look at that. 1 second, guys. Well, that was fun. I had to clean up the water. It was overflowing a bit. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, they come as a kit, so they're pretty inexpensive. And your jars. So because of what's going on in the world today, and we all know what's going on, things are a little low. Sorry, just throwing some garbage. Things are a little low in stock. So if you see jars at your local Walmart or department store, I would suggest you grab them. Especially if you plan on processing foods and storing it for in case of emergency, or if you're storing it just to have fresh, healthy foods that you know how they've been processed and how they've been made because of your desire to live a healthier lifestyle. You know, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing it, but I am also doing it for other reasons as well, which is preparing for, you know, anything's possible nowadays that could be happening. We do read and see in the news some shelves are a little low on things and prices are skyrocketing in certain products, you know, price of wood and things like that. So, and I'm just kind of keeping an eye open to the things that are going on in the world right now. So this is another reason why I want to learn how to process my own food and know that it's clean and healthy, and yeah, and that I've got some food stored in case there is an emergency. You just never know, right? So I don't know about you, but I would suggest you thinking about it, to do your own research, see what you've come up with, and make your own decision for your family. Okay, so this is processing. We are now, oh, we're flooding again. Look at this. This is not good. Okay, I'm going to clean up my mess. And I'll be right back because that timer should be going off probably another, what is it? Timer's going to go off in 4.5 minutes. So I'll be right back. Timer's off. Thank goodness, because I can't control the water. Okay. So, turn off the heat. Remove the lid. Okay, we're going to remove this from the heat. Turn off that timer. Oh, remove the jars from the canner and set on a folded towel. Okay, so you don't have to let it sit. All right, so we're going to remove them now. Okay. Whew, that looks good. It's still boiling inside. Is that sunlight wrecking your view here. They look good. Looks like strawberry jam to me. 6 jars. Okay, so I got 5. Oh, a ping already? Okay. So that's what you're going to listen for, is the pings. Well, there you got it. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fresh strawberry jam. Now, Lord, I pray over these that they are safe, ping, and that everything turns out okay. And I'm sure they will. I followed the directions word for word. You came along with me to help me with this, get me out of my comfort zone and help me grow. And I thank you for that so much. I appreciate you taking the time to watch me do this and tuning in. And I hope that we'll be able to see you again. So that's all I have for you today. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see how they turn out. This one here, which wasn't a full can, we'll be able to try that out a little bit later. These strawberries were extremely juicy and yummy when I purchased them, so I knew they were going to be really good for my first time making strawberry jam. So we'll let these sit for the next I don't know, it says 24 hours in the book. I have heard of people saying, 12 or overnight or whatever is good enough. But I'm going to go by the book and let it sit for the next 24 hours. And then what you do is you wipe down your jars after that. And make sure they're nice and clean. And then you check to make sure that the middle has been receded inwards. So that you don't, when you push down and you don't get a pop back. The sounding of a popping back. So then you'll know that it's sealed. And then the second way that you check it too is you're going to remove the bands. You have to remove the bands so that if during storage, if the seal breaks, by having the band on, you're not going to notice if that's been if it's been compromised, like the seal's been compromised. So by taking the ring off, you're going to see that because the top is going to kind of come off the jar. So take them off. And another thing, make sure that you don't stack them on top of one another. Don't put them on top like that. You will wreck the seal as well doing it that way too. So, and you won't know if the seal had been compromised or not. So again, we'll say goodbye to you one more time. But I just wanted to make sure that I put those tips that I've learned watching other YouTubers. And I'm going to put Homestead Heart on the description so you can go check her out. She's got a big list of canning videos that you can go check out, and I just want to give her a plug. I've been really inspired by her. She makes it really nice and easy and fun, and I want to do the same for you as well. So thanks again for stopping by at Homemade and Homegrown, and we'll see you next time in the next video. Bye for now.